All right, let's get the ball rolling. Just setting up lang on different platforms. All right. Welcome everyone back dito sa Deep Dive, yung paboritong podcast. Thank you so much again sa lahat ng mga sumuporta sa atin. Last week, we had another milestone. One of our episodes landed in top 5 episodes in all the Philippine Spotify podcast universe. Thank you so much again for your continued support. And we hope to go for G tayo because we believe that critical thinking, serious thinking, non-partisan, post-partisan thinking is something that the country needs very much. Later on, interview natin si Sonny Trillanes, former Senator Sonny Trillanes. So, hopefully magkakaroon tayo ng clarity and my hope really here is to clear the air because medyo mainit-init ng panahon and I'll tell you a little bit about that and why I felt there's a necessity for me to also clear the air before asking Senator Trillanes' side also on this because I think the last thing we need here is to give the team kasamaan or kadiliman, depending on how you want to define them, any leverage or any oxygen, right? That's very, very important. And pag-usapan natin, sige, gaslighting. Pag-usapan natin sino nag-gaslight dito. I'm all for that conversation, friends, mga kameta, mga ka-deep divers. Alright, so as you see, when I have notes here, that means serious mo tayo ulit, okay? Now, I'm not messing around here and everything we say here is really out of deep introspection, reflections, and also looking at the very much the big picture. All right, so let's get the ball rolling. All right, katulad ng alam niyo guys, on Sundays, as much as I can, you know, do it humanly possible, I observe Sabbath day, so I don't do any political posts or podcasts or anything on Sunday. So if you check my platforms, there's nothing new posted throughout more than 24 hours window. So once nag 12 midnight na nung Saturday going to Sunday, I stop posting anything politically all the way until kanina. So I gave it a chance for things to die down, for the dust to settle, and for us to move forward. I also posted a kind of a big picture, unifying, I don't know, positive, constructive kind of, TikTok post na na-repost ko rin dito in different platforms. Just to make clear, ito yung side ng isang panic, ito yung side ng isang panic, para wala ng issue, move forward na tayo. Because I always believe that nuance is very important in any serious democratic discussion. And tyranny is the deliberate elimination, erasure of nuance. And that's exactly, unfortunately, what I've seen over the past 24 to 32 hours. All right? Past 24 to 32 hours. In an ideal world, di naman tayo celebrity, di naman tayo big time. I would have loved to have also former VP Leni also on our podcast to get all sides. So I'm all open to getting all sides of the issue. Wala akong pake. All right? I'm as fair as possible. I have my opinion on things, strong opinion, facts-based opinion, introspection-based opinion, big picture analysis-based opinion. But I'm willing to always reach out to different sides because this is not about taking sides. This is about getting the facts, getting the basic big picture right. Kaya deep dive yung sinabi natin sa podcast natin. In that context, let me make some clarification here. Let me also thank IMS for suggesting I'll do a live before we do that interview with Senator Trillanes because honestly, I don't know what he's going to say. I hope it doesn't go all the way on offensive. I hope the interview later on will be more along the lines of positive messaging, how to get things together, and of course, focus din dun tayo kay Sara Duterte. As I always say, eye on the ball. Eye on the ball. Kung ikaw ay kakamping, ang kalaban mo dapat mga Dutertes. Alright? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And obviously, just before some friends engage in what I call apology stacking, it goes without saying you also have to criticize any shortcomings and indiscretions of the current administration. Now, let's go one by one. So what happened over the 32 hours is this. I let the dust settle. Sabi ko, hayaan lang natin ito mag-relax. And then, hopefully, by Monday, we start fresh. We focus on Sara. We focus on Dutertes. We focus on Team Katdiliman versus Team Kasamaan. We focus on what is good for our country. But no. Here you go again. Here you go again with these rabid partisans, these haters, these self-appointed gatekeepers, these self-righteous lowlifes, among others. Sorry to say that, but that's where we are again. Okay? And I saw essentially nag-shift into demolition job yung ibang kaibigan natin dyan. These are the people who claim to speak for democracy. These are people who claim to fight for democracy. These are people who claim to fight for decency and all. And then titignan mo yung ginawa nila. I went through Reddit for fun. I went through Twitter for fun. YouTube, Facebook, walang laban yung mga rabbit and partisans na yan. They're irrelevant there. But on Reddit, I saw some of the haters and all of that making some comments and all. Even going so far as attacking my family and among others, which that's the red flag. Okay, you don't mess with my family and spread rumors, nonsense. Pag nalaman ko sino mga to, yari kayo sa akin. All right. And the other thing is, what I also don't like is when people try to box you into some, try to pigeonhole you and to kind of demolition job you. So napansin ko, ito yung demolition job line ng mga ibang rabbit partisans here. All right. So this is an interesting one by another coward troll. So ito yung mga tao na ang tapang-tapang nila mag-post pero anonymous, 'di ba? Tapos ang galing-galing nila tapang-tapangan at mangbastos sa mga tao na actually nag-risk ng kanilang buhay, right? To expose the heart of darkness in Philippine politics. So ito yung isang tao, sabi niya, I think Haydarian, Llamas, Trillanes, Christian Esguerra, and that entire block lost their mind a little above massive and strong support for FVPL still. Ha ha ha. You can really see there is a Riza 2020 agenda and their solution is to take out Leni from the equation. This is classic gaslighting. All right? This is classic gaslighting. I'll talk about gaslighting very, very shortly. This is classic gaslighting. So essentially, gusto nilang gawin is, me, Christian, Ronald, Llamas, lahat kami lalaki, obviously, di ba? So the line is, oh, look at this bunch of guys. Obviously, they're expletives you can put there. Oh, look at it, they're ganging up, ganun. And then there was even a fool who was trying to put us in the same group as Lacson and the likes. When in fact, I had back and forth with Lacson during last year's elections when I called them out for their very inappropriate press conference together with Iskoy against Leni Robredo. And I felt that was absolutely wrong and deplorable. And then now these are the people who are trying to box all of us in. So I forwarded this to different friends who are concerned, just telling them, just to remind you guys, ito po yung demolition job style ng mga walang yan. Alright? Even attacking my family, my background, whatever. I mean, this is pathetic. This is pathetic and this is antithetical to everything that the genuine progressive democratic opposition should stand for. Now, speaking of gaslighting, let me be absolutely clear, and this was the context of my response to Bam Aquino the other day. Actually, I mean, it's not like we had a debate with Bam, but Bam posted something like, and by the way, good friend natin si Bam, we had him on our show, RRM and Deep Dive, the other week. We had a fantastic discussion on what Ninoy, his sacrifice, great guy, fantastic guy. But, he posted something like, this was a casual meeting, etc. Wag natin bigyan ng mali siya. So I responded and say, yes, I agree, wag natin bigyan ng mali siya, but at the same time, wag na sana natin gaslight yung mga tao who are raising legitimate questions. All right, legitimate questions. And speaking of legitimate questions, let's go to item number 1. All right, let's go to item number 1. None of us question the kindness, decency, and sincerity of former Vice President Leni Robredo. I think all of us are on the record saying we highly respect her. She's a great person. She's a good person. She has made many sacrifices for the country. And in interest of fairness, I reposted the video that forwarded by some of friends, si Jover, for instance, where Leni, tried to clarify, made a good first step, right, in the right direction by saying the context was completely immaterial to politics, etc. Now, obviously, you can have an argument with that, but just to be fair, I posted what Leni said. Now, just to be clear, hindi ako nag-backtrack, all right? I didn't backtrack. I was just being fair and nice, all right? And I said, okay, this is their stance, but from my position, sana hindi na lang nangyari yung meeting to begin with, precisely because of the message that it sends. It's not about intentions of Leni. I never had questions about it. She's a person of integrity, decency, and strength, and I have all respect for Leni. But this is about the message it sends, and more importantly, about how this is being weaponized by Team Kadiliman or Kasamaan or whatever, however you wanna paint that. Because there are many people out there, right, who have an interest in the divisions, fault lines, etc. within the opposition. So, sisisiin mo yung mga tao na nagtatanong, ano po yung konteksto nito para lang siguraduhin natin hindi ito ma-misuse, ma-abuse, etc. Obviously, we're asking for some people to step up their PR game because I think some people didn't do a very good job when it comes to public relations. All right, so I think some people in her team has to up their game. All right, going back to this, um, the context was absolutely important. Okay, the context was absolutely important. Why? As I said, and I've been saying in podcasts and essays and whatever, my goodness, how many podcasts? I have 700 podcast episodes already. Probably half of them is about the trajectory of the unit team and the disintegration of that and how Sara Duterte and the like are on the ropes. Are on the ropes. In fact, to exaggerate it, I said on the last rope. Now, of course, some feeling gatekeepers ng English language said, no, you don't say last rope. It was my way of overemphasizing it, all right? Not only on the ropes, they're on the last rope, right? And please, you want to talk about metaphor, I do, kickboxing and boxing and all of that. For fun, I'll post a video later on for you to see. Kasi yung over weekend, medyo nag-let off ako ng steam, so bumalik ako sa gym. I mean boxing gym. Going back to this, what is the context? The context is, pababa yung approval ratings and trust ratings ni Sara. She could face impeachment. Her dad could face ICC investigations soon. Her dad, her brother, and husband is already facing investigations for their alleged involvement in illegal activities by the Quadcom. All the pre-election surveys are showing that Sara is no longer the front runner. So obviously, these people are desperate. So I said, the fact that you had Abalos and other senatorial candidates going to Leni right now shows that everyone is looking for political mileage right now. Please, gamitin yung utak nyo. Everyone is trying to go for political mileage. They're not going there for social casual meeting. They're going there for political mileage. That's why the timing is important. That's why the context is important. That's why clarification is important. That's why questioning those who are raising these legitimate and sound questions is gaslighting. So shame on you for gaslighting people who are raising legitimate questions. Shame on you. All right? Shame on you. Shame on you for trying to portray people and put them into a box and try to dismiss them and all of that. Last time I checked, our following actually increased over the weekend, so don't worry about it. I'm not worried about my following. You want to unfollow me? Go ahead. All right? We still have hundreds of thousands and other people or millions of other people are willing to listen to what we bring to the table because we bring nuance. We bring nuance. Now, ibang conversation, yung conversation about whether there should have been a grand coalition. Leni was absolutely clear about that. No, there should be no tactical whatsoever alliance with the Marcoses. Okay, great. That's the kind of moral clarity and political clarity we want from her. That's why we're asking for also clarity on this. Now, you're free to criticize Senator Trillanes for his proposal on kind of a tactical alliance, liminal alliance, whatever. Yeah, but, and this is my point number 2. All right, point number 2. Or especially dun sa mga duwag na hiding behind anonymous accounts and ang galing nila mag-gatekeeping at mag-gaslight and troll. Let me tell you what, no one has sacrificed more for exposing the heart of darkness that is the Duterte dynasty than Senator Laila de Lima and Senator Trillanes. These people risk their lives. They risk their lives, okay? Keep that in mind. They risk something you, all right, you cowards hiding behind anonymous accounts have never done and will never do. All right? So show some respect. Now, Senator De Lima didn't say anything, but I won't be surprised that she was not very happy with what happened. Imagine what the Dutertes did to Senator De Lima, all right, and to the EJK victims and all of that and all of that. So please don't bring me this issue about this is about decency and humanity and all. What about the humanity of Senator De Lima? What about the humanity of EJK victims? What about the humanity ng mga mangingisda natin sa West Philippine Sea na binubuli ng China na itong mga shimenat na to ay silent lang if not apologizing for China? So I'm just explaining here, guys, bakit you have to respect expression of shock, disapproval, or disagreement. Now, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for Senator Laila de Lima, but I can guess very much what she would have said if she wanted to say something. But Trillanes is Trillanes. He's going to say his part. You're free to criticize him on his other issues and all, but on this issue, show respect. That guy is risking his life, all right? I've met this guy multiple times. He has to have like 12, I don't need to give you security details, all right? But this guy is risking his life, all right, more than any of you guys combined by a factor of 1,000,000, okay? So show some respect. Na-hurt talaga si Senator Trillanes siya. And more than na-hurt siya, nainis siya because he believes that Sara should be impeached. And the last thing he wanted to see is anyone, especially from supposedly his side or genuine opposition, giving oxygen to the Dutertes at this point, where the Dutertes are on the ropes. As I put it, on the last rope, just to drive home the point. Okay? So I really don't understand this whole point about, oh, don't give it malisya, don't give it. No, 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 no. May karapatan ng mga tao na ito na magtanong dahil nasasaktan sila sa nangyari, dahil sa sakripisyo nila. So show respect to their sacrifice. Just show some basic respect. Alright? Especially kung ikaw, wala kang ambag anywhere close to these people. Alright? I'll reiterate it. No one has sacrificed more than Senator Laila de Lima and Trillanes in risking their lives and exposing the Dutertes. No one. Everyone has contributed in their own way. Yours truly too. But iba yung level ni Senator Trillanes and Senator Laila de Lima. So you put yourself in their shoes, what would you feel about the situation? Alright? Ha? Sige, magmaganda kayo. Sige, magmaganda kayo. So that's what gaslighting is. To attack anyone who raises legitimate question, especially those who have earned their keep. Those who have earned their keep. You haven't earned your keep. You cowards hiding behind anonymous accounts. Alright? Get your act together. Get your act together. Alright? I gave this 32 hours for the dust to settle, but I've seen nothing. Kinontrol ko sarili ko. Sabi ko, okay, Sabbath day, hindi ako papatol. Let's just see, whatever. And the next thing I know, wow, go lang sila ng go. Sige lang. Which brings me to point number 3. See, I'm very methodical about this. This is all points I have here because I have respect for this issue. This is an important issue, guys. Hindi ito biro. I'll tell you what. So there's some fools there who thought that, oh, kawawa naman si ano, turog sila ngayon. Excuse me. Fake news, not true. Lumaki pa nga yung following namin over the weekend. And believe me, well, you don't have to believe, you can look at it. Millions of reactions and engagements to what we have posted. So clearly, there are a lot of people who also see where we are coming from. Alright? Okay? A lot of people see where this is coming from. Okay? So maybe a lot of people see the legitimacy of these questions and all. But I think this raises a more important issue. And that's the issue of this toxic culture in certain quarters. Certain quarters, not all. Not all. A lot of our followers here are kakampings, right? A lot of people I know I have respect for are kakampings. A lot of great people I know are kakampings. They're great people, and I think they completely understood where I'm coming from. But there's this very tiny minority. I'm not naming names. So yung mga trolls na sumasagot, ba't kayo natamaan? So obviously, di ba? There's this tiny minority but very loud, very vocal, very toxic. Very loud, very vocal, very toxic minority na maingay on Twitter and mga others kasi irrelevant naman sila on other platforms. Pero yun lang, medyo maingay sila and all. And they're trying to be the gatekeepers pa rin at 20... This is 2024. Magta 2025 na. You think this is 2015? Alright? Wala na yung hindi nagagana yung gatekeeper style nyo. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna stand my ground. You're not gonna intimidate me. None of us are being intimidated here. What you're doing is actually alienating everyone else. You're giving a bad name to the pink movement, which obviously is way more than you, tiny, loud, gatekeeping minority. Self-appointed. So hindi lang si Kibolo yung self-appointed. But itong mga to self-appointed gatekeepers. Diba? Karamihan pa ng mga to, duwag pa nga, anonymous account pa, 'di ba? Tapang-tapang nyo. Talagang democracy, talagang matapang kayo, no? Ang tapang nyo na hindi nyo malagay yung totoo yung identity, but more important, ang tapang nyo mag-bash ng mga katulad namin or just raising legitimate question in the interest of democracy and all of that. Now, does that mean we're perfect? Of course not. I'm very transparent with where I stand on issues. I think on the West Philippine Sea issue, we have to support where things are moving. I think on other issues, whether it's human rights, it's the legacy of the Marcos dictatorship, etc., we have to criticize the administration. Klarong-klaro ako dyan. That's moral clarity. With the Dutertes, my position is clear. Anyone who has a sound mind knows that they represent, they're the biggest Karen of our politics, and I think that explains everything. right? Including threats to our constitutional democracy. Okay, so let me be absolutely clear about this. You know, Trump's that. Absolutely clear. Absolutely clear. Okay. So this has to be fixed. Dahil kung tuloy-tuloy itong toxic culture na ito, itong mga gatekeepers na to, mas maraming tangang ma-alienate. They're giving a bad name to the whole pink movement. Alright? They're giving a bad name to the whole pink movement. And I hope the leaders speak out and corral this rabid partisans into behaving themselves because they're pissing off everyone. They're pissing off everyone. They're alienating everyone. Kalaban nyo nga yung mga DDS, kalaban nyo nga yung mga loyalista, that's already more than 50% of population. Awayin nyo pa yung mga non-affiliated na actually maybe are listening more to us than you guys. Well, last time I checked, sino sa inyong may do you get what I'm saying? So I really hope some of the leaders there step up and tell these rabid supporters to get their act together because they're doing a disservice to the whole movement. And more importantly, they're giving a bad name to the genuine opposition. Alright? Behave yourself. Get yourself your act together. And stop gaslighting me because I'm gonna come back and wala kayong laban. Once I come back, I'm gonna call you out. Okay? Wala. Not saying anything. May mga tao nagtanong about the PR and all of that. They say. Not me. Alright, okay. Anyway, I just hope, I think a lot of us have been in relationships in our lives, whether it's with our family and loved ones, whether it's with romantic relationship, etc. You know that in any relationship, tensions are inevitable. Fault lines are always going to be there, right? Disagreements are going to be there. Ang advice ko lang naman, simple lang dito tanggapin na lang talaga natin na magkakaroon tayo ng mga disagreements on methods and tactics. At magkakaroon din tayo ng mga disagreements even on mythos. You know? But what I really hope are the following. First of all, katulad ng sinabi ko, please, do not deliberately eliminate nuance and all just to besmirch, vilify one side. And speaking of vilification, number 2, as I said, when you treat politicians, no matter how good and decent and nice, as saint-like figures or then automatically anyone who criticizes, no matter how legitimate, you're going to treat them as villains. That is not a healthy democratic attitude. All right? That is not a healthy democratic attitude. We have to fix that. We have to mature up. We have to step up. All right? That is extremely, extremely important. Pangatlo, and that's the context of my conversation soon with Senator Trillanes and among others is, you know, let's just take this chapter as a wake-up call for everyone na may mga konting disagreements talaga tayo dito, may mga tactical issues. Siguro may konting hidwaan, may konting, sama ng loob here and there. But it's okay. It's okay. It's normal in any movement. In any democratic context, okay lang magkakaroon ng disagreements. But we don't have to go on and vilify them. And let me be absolutely clear. I never named a single person when I said this and that about trolls. Did I name anyone? But these trolls, mga walang yan, they directly tag us and name us. So you tell me who's attacking who directly. Alright? And please lang, dun sa mga ibang trolls, who you? Diba? I don't even know you people. So obviously I don't craft a whole thing for someone who has 20 followers or whatever. Right? So, sorry, no offense. But you get what I'm saying. Okay lang na magdi-disagree tayo. I'm very sure, katulad ng ibang mga walang yang quasi pseudo-intellectuals, ganun dun sa kabilang kampo, etc. They're gonna get this thing, they're gonna twist it, they're gonna try to make us look bad. Pero dun sa mga nakikinig sa atin, dun sa mga nagmamahal na bayan, dun sa mga naniniwala sa national interest natin, dun sa mga sawang-sawa na sa rabid partisanship, toxic people, and all of this cancel culture and nonsense, you know where I'm coming from, and you know what we're fighting for here. None of this means I'm perfect. I never stop reflecting on what I've been doing for the past 10 years since I've become somehow someone with a platform, right? I'm not saying big time tayo or anything. We're not. Kasi kung big time di sana tayo, di sana na-interview na natin si di ba? By the way, speaking of, mamaya 9 p.m. lalabas yung interview natin with DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo. Pag-usapan natin West Philippines and other issues. So stay tuned for that. Now going back to this, okay lang yung magdi-disagree and all tayo. But please lang, especially dun sa mga ibang leaders, tell these rabid supporters of yours to get their act together. because it's not helping anyone. And guess what? The more they attack people like me and all, we're gonna fight back. We're not fighting back because of ourselves per se. No, I've been taking trolling and death threats from DDS and all of that for the past 7 8 years. Sino ba kayo? But it's just not good. It's just not good. It doesn't reflect well. It creates unnecessary tensions, fault lines, and all. 'Di ba? And eto mga nakikinis na tao, ang dami kong nirelease na statements, nuance, minutes and minutes, as everything. But wala, they don't want to pay attention to that. They just want to twist your words and all of that. And then you claim to fight for democracy, for decency and all of that. All right? Now, yesterday was Sabbath day, kaya that was the context also. That was the context also. Na, I didn't say anything. I didn't try to respond. I said, let's just things heal and everything, and hopefully by Monday we can move forward and all. And then nakita ko na may ganyan, ay talagang po-point out natin. If you wanna quote from the Bible, you wanna talk about Jesus, all right? But let's be very clear. We're talking about politicians today, not about religious figures. But nevertheless, please Google, all right? If you're not into the scripture, look at the chapters, especially in Matthew, book of Matthew, about Jesus Christ fighting for social justice, right? You're not gonna bring. I'm all for being nice and all of that, but you're not gonna bring justice to this world by just being nice, all right? And I think the ultimate decency, the ultimate goodness we can do is to respect the memory of the victims of EJK during Duterte, people who sacrificed and have risked their lives resisting the Dutertes, like Senator De Lima, Senator Trillanes, among others, and also to learn to politely say no when things are inappropriate. Now, no one is above criticism. You're free to criticize me, but do it substantively. But once you go below the belt or you attack me, don't worry, my friend. I'm gonna come back for you. Okay? I don't mind. I don't mind. Because you know what? One thing I realize, padisente pa cute will not get you so far in this world. In this world, you fight for democracy. You fight for justice. And in the meantime, be as gentleman and good as possible. And that's why I don't mind saying, altering apologies sincerely as much as I can, and also reaching out. So I hope we kind of cleared the air, at least on my side. But later on, I'll hope to get also clearing of the air from Senator Trillanes para matapos na ito. And if the good former VP has time for non-celebrity, small-time people like me, I'll be more than happy to also interview her and get her side. On that note, thank you very much. Stay tuned. In a few hours, I'll hopefully, God willing, inshallah, come back to you with another interesting discussion. We had a top 5 episode in the entire Spotify in the Philippines the other week. Let's go for number 1. Thank you very much. God bless, and talk to you soon.